Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been quite silent recently because well, I'm not gonna go back into like how hard it is to do all this stuff with two toddlers. Actually, this time that's not it. This time it's actually more of a loss for our family. We had to euthanize our big dog Zana last week. It's been a week today, and if you've lost a if you lost a beloved pet before, well, you know how hard this can be. So I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but we're gonna try to go back to just a normal life. After that, she was old, she was sick. It was the best for her, but it's still pretty hard for us. So we're nearing the end of June, and I have to admit it's so hard. I feel it's so hard to be in the northern area right now because everyone has those huge harvests. They start to harvest a lot of stuff, and I do too. I'm pretty happy about it, but I do live some sort of anxiety right now towards the garden because I don't feel it's as good as it should be, but I know it is. I know it's good. I feel like I'm not gonna have a harvest because I have a lot of plants that are just like and last week we had our last frost date on June 17th or 18th, I'm not sure. So we had to cover everything, which was a real pain in the butt. With all the trellises and things like that, it looks very good, but when it comes down to putting covers on it, wow, it's making a huge mess. I had to pull all the strings off the ground from my tomatoes. I had to put, I don't know, I had some hockey nets and stuff like that to be able to cover everything up. Thankfully, nothing died. Or at least nothing significant, maybe one or two really small tomato plants, but I do have a huge amount of them still. I'm actually starting to sell them. So, to my surprise today, I went to the garden and saw my garlic rolling like that. I saw yesterday they were starting. I was thinking I will go and harvest one or two for dinner tonight, but I came and so many of them were so twisted like that, so I did harvest a few of those. And tonight I plan on doing the dinner with almost everything from the garden, which is so exciting. I did a rice last week that way, and other than the rice and the eggs, it was all homegrown. And today I plan to do the same thing. So today we have garlic like that. I do have a ton of herbs that I harvested from the garden and the garden tower. I have some kale. I'm running pretty low on kale. What I like right now is that I'm learning. I need to note these things, but I do already have so many things that I know I'm going to do differently for next year. Before going to that, I'm going to stop to continue with. I have some tatsoi. This is all gonna go in my pan. And I'm gonna do some pastas with them. And I did harvest a small onion. It's not done, but I'm going to use it all for lunch tonight. And oh my god, it smells so good. Oh, I love it. And I do also have some pink celery that I harvested yesterday. So there are a few things that I learned already, since, as you might know, this is in theory not my first year, but also my first year, because I've been gardening for maybe like 10 years, but it was always a small garden, like a one-time garden. I plant something once and just harvest it, and just a little summer garden to, you know, to eat fresh. And this year is really the first year that I'm doing it very seriously, that I planned it. I have a much bigger area than usually. I plan on canning and processing a lot of this stuff. And it's actually the first time that I actually take care of how I do stuff. And I don't know, I used to start all my plants, all my seeds, like in March, all of them, and just put them in the ground. But I never actually tried to learn about what is frost tender, what is frost hardy, etc. So right now my greenhouse is filled with not even near ready cabbages, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, I do like these vegetables, but maybe not that much, not as much as I like peppers and beans and tomatoes. So it's kind of a bummer right now because I don't want to cut them. They're too small to really eat them, but they're taking a lot of space. So that's one thing I did learn for next year, is that I'm going to be a lot more fast in planting in the greenhouse. I underestimated the time it would take, and I underestimated the frost they could handle. So next year, by this time, I hope I will be able to harvest these things from the greenhouse to make place for the more frost tender stuff. So first things first, to prepare that dinner, I still and always need to clean up the kitchen. We still have the mess from lunch, so I'm going to clean that, and then we're gonna cut that out. Salut. Cut everything and just saute everything and have a delicious meal. Good evening, everyone. I was just not just, but I finished editing the beginning of this vlog, and I did not end it. I've been trying to end it actually for a few times already, but I'm always having some microphone issues, so I went back to my good old microphone. And I wanted to end this on a good note, because I was kind of I think I'm a little bit there's a huge hornet in the greenhouse. I'm gonna get out of there. I'm a little bit anxious regarding the garden, because I see these nice southerner gardens and I can't compare. I mean, we had our last frost day 2 weeks ago, and tonight we're supposed to have 9 during the night, so I can't compare. But it's been a few times that I've been coming in here and that I'm trying to talk to myself, thinking today is the 4th of July, so I'm thinking about you guys, fellow Americans, not fellow Americans, but American viewers. So it's been a year and 3 days that we've moved here, and I really need to stop to think only about stuff that I need to be done, that I want to be done, that I dream of doing. Because I'm looking at the garden right now, and I do still have like some trash and stuff like that hanging here and there, and I never know where to start when I come here. So I do a little bit of everything, but not just one thing. So it looks messy and unfinished, but I've been here for a year, and a year ago this was just a field. It was just a field, and now I have 10 beds in which we have some stuff growing in. Yes, there are some weeds. Yes, not everything is planted the way as it should. Not everything is planted and growing as it should either. I do also have a small orchard that is, I mean, it's its first year. I really need to be patient with myself, and I'm thinking this is maybe a good lesson to learn. Gardening is there to show us about delayed gratification, and the progress I've made almost all by myself in the past year in this garden, I think it's phenomenal considering the lack of time I have to do it by myself, and I'm doing it by myself with 5 kids most of the time. And for the record, I'm gonna call him my husband. We're not married, but I hate using the boyfriend word in English. It doesn't seem serious, but we've been together for 20 years, whatever. It's either we do it together with the kids during the weekends and the nights, not even the evenings, because we need to put the kids to bed and blah blah blah. But we do it together during the weekends, or he's inside with the kids when I do it alone, or vice versa. But since I'm with them most of the week, I want to be the one outside by myself. So just for the record, that he's not like watching TV while I do all these things. So I think almost by myself, I think it's a really big improvement. I need to do a garden tour every day. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm gonna do a garden tour, and I just forget about it. So I mean, that's the big view here of what I mean. This area was like this, minus the trees. I have a few trees, but I mean, I think I need to be proud of myself. I can't wait to see when it starts to bloom. And it's because I had such a view for this area here. Look how beautiful this is. This is where my future in-ground garden is gonna be. I showed it to you a few times, and now we just left it out like this. And I have some potatoes planted here. And I do have a squash or two somewhere there. And the orchard on this side which is pretty small but still looking great with the flowers. But I have so much time, I have so many years ahead of me to do this the way I want it to be. I'm not a really patient person. So I'm repeating myself a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to... No. Look at what I found. This is the first raspberry, but it's been bitten. There's 2 of them. Both of them has been bitten. Oh, it looks so good. See, I'm starting to harvest stuff. It's gonna happen. We're gonna have food eventually. Oh, is this one eaten? You're gonna witness my first raspberry. It's a good thing the kids are not with me because I would actually have to share. Sometimes we don't want to share. This is not one I want to share. Oh my gosh, look at this. So I need to grab one. Oh, there's another one here. No. I need to grab one for my boyfriend. He's with the kids. He deserves a nice, fresh raspberry. So see, it's really funny that I'm saying that because I feel like I'm not gonna have a harvest because I'm not gonna get lucky for some reason, but so I'll leave you there. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a great time. Please leave a comment. What do you think about that? Anything. Or if you have any recipes to suggest me with what I cooked with, because I still have some. So thanks for hanging out with me and see you later. Bye.